Hey, what's up, everybody? This is ePhoenixN, and I am bringing you some domination on grid. I went like 24-1, I believe. I did pretty well, but I'm not here to talk about that. Other than to say, behind this truck here is by far, I think, the best place to hold out on B, and you don't get hit by any of the people on the upstairs. But other than that, that's all I'm gonna say. So, what I am talking about is a story. I have a lot of friends and people who live in Canada on my friends list, and I was randomly thinking of what the hell to talk about, and I thought I'd tell a little story about Canada. So, anyway, for about the last 20, 25 years, or a lot of the males in my family have been going to Canada every other year to go fishing. It's kind of become a tradition. It's a big thing. We all love to go out there and do it. Anyway, there's a kind of a stigma about going to Canada because something always happens. Something breaks down, the car breaks down, the car just completely dies. You have to rent a car to get back. You have to, something goes wrong every year. That's just kind of like it happens. Like you just expect it, because it literally happens every other year for 10 years, 10, 15 years before we kind of get smoothed out. But anyway, so my grandfather brings a boat, the first and the last time we ever bring a boat to Canada. So, because usually we just rent them from the campsite that we're at, which is not a campsite, but it's where kind of the home base when we're fishing. It's some cabins that you rent out type thing. Anyway, we go to different places every year, so it's not like a singular place that we go to. But so we bring this not this big boat, but this boat up, and my grandfather really hasn't had it tested out or looked at by anyone. It's just he's told it works fine, and he started the motor and said, "Oh, it's fine, okay." So anyway, first thing that happens that kind of goes awry is the boat trailer gets a flat, and it gets pulled off onto the side of the road, and it starts sinking down the gravel, this cheap ass crappy gravel shoulder, and it kind of like slides down this thing, and we can't get it up, and randomly enough, like 11 hockey or soccer players, I don't know which, probably hockey is Canada, but they all like go and lift up the boat for us and like move it back onto the road so we can start driving off. So that's the first thing that happened. Now, the second day we're there, the first morning we actually get there to go fishing. We go out in the morning, we leave at like 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning after breakfast. It's a good day. We're fishing, and we end up going a couple, like 4 or 5 miles outside of camp on this little lake off from where the actual main lake is. And anyway, we it's a fantastic day. Like, it is a straight up beautiful day. Like, it's sunny, it's like 65, 70 degrees outside. Like, the perfect day you could ever imagine. That's that day, right? And so we're fishing, we're going along well. And we're out of radio contact because we're a couple miles outside the radius of what our radios actually could go to. Anyway, and so go figure, we try to start the motor to go back home because we're like, oh, there's some clouds on the horizon and it looks like it's going to rain soon. So let's, pack up and, head back in to eat anything but like a couple sandwiches between the whole group of us for a whole day, and we're kind of getting hungry. So we're like, all right, well, let's go out and take care of business. Not take care of business, but head back to camp and, get something to eat. And so, yeah, we try to start the motor and it doesn't start. Shocking, right? And so we're sitting there working after probably about a half an hour, 45 minutes, and suddenly that storm, which seemed, on the horizon, was like right over the head of us, and it unleashed like hurricane fucking on this little island, or little lake in Canada. I mean, the wind was like 40 miles an hour. It was like blowing down rain, like just fucking coming down in a torrential downpour. It's a deluge. And so we're getting fucking soaked. The motor of the boat's not working. We can't go anywhere. We can't do anything. So what happened is we get drifted to shore because it was really windy, and they just pushed us right onto the shore. And we we basically get a big rope, and we use a pulley system to kind of like pull the boat onto the leeward side of the land, the lake shore, so we can get out of the wind and out of some of the rain. And my grandfather, luckily enough, had a pack of matches in a Ziploc bag, and so he actually had way to light the gas in the gas tank to start a fire. So we built a little bonfire and lit it up and everything. So everything was fine on that level, but we hadn't eaten like hardly anything all day, and all we had was like a quarter little part of a sandwich, which my brother ate, and a bunch of fig Newtons. Well, not even a bunch. We had like one little roll of fig Newtons, which I ate. And I feel sorry for him now because I'm pretty sure my grandfather and my father didn't eat anything pretty much most of that day and pretty much all night. So yeah, I kind of felt bad for him. But anyway, we're pretty straight up stranded, right? And my father sent me off to go fishing on the lakeshore, and I'm pretty sure he just sent me off to be like, hey. And he told me, well, why don't you go try to catch some food for us? And I'm pretty sure he sent me off to be like, hey, why don't you get out of our hair and while we set up the campfire and everything. So anyway, my dad was gonna try to make it back and walk back, but the woods was so tangled, and we were like, we knew we were just gonna lose our way if we tried to walk out of there in the middle of the night and everything. So anyway, my grandparent, my father, and my brother both are like huddling around the fire, getting warm, and I, being the champ that I am, I laid down in the boat seats and passed out to about 8 o'clock in the morning, and that's when a rescue boat came with those cool warm plastic aluminum looking blankets that they get, and yeah, and then they towed us back to safety and back to camp. So that's my Canada story of when I was stranded in Canada overnight, which was fun and a little bit hectic, but alright, see you guys later. I'll bring you more content soon.